Hello and welcome back to the Financial Freedom Show. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about what I want to do with my portfolio in the future and what I'm thinking that the market's going to do in the next couple of months, possibly the next couple of years. So if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel in order to stay up to date with the latest videos we post on the channel. And comment down below what you're adding to your portfolio. I love to hear from you guys in the comments. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm going to be talking about what I want to do with this portfolio over the next couple months and what my plans are for the long term, as well as what I've been thinking about over the past couple of days, just looking at my portfolio and planning out what I want to do with it. So just going forward, I think I'm going to be adding to my portfolio as VUG as my main investment. It's going to be the main fund that I invest in this portfolio going forward. And I'm just going to keep buying VUG and dollar cost averaging into it. And then the other thing is with my reserve account, so my cash reserves, I have about $10,000 in cash reserves. And I want to keep building that over time. So I'm just going to let the compound growth of the incoming fund. So like I'm actually holding SPAXX, and that's a main holding for my cash portfolio. Basically, it's paying me about $30 a month in dividends, and that's allowing me to reinvest into the market on a regular basis. But what I want to do going forward is actually take those funds and just leave them in my cash portfolio. So it's just going to continue to compound in my cash portfolio, and I'll get more income from the dividends paid out over time from my cash reserves. So the interest rate on the cash reserves has gone down quite a bit over the past couple of months. But I'm going to continue to add to it just so I can keep that rate about the same that I'm getting paid out. If I keep adding funds every single month as the interest rate drops, I'll be able to keep that income at the same level. It's actually dropped from, I was getting like, I want to say close to $40 or $50 at the peak when the interest rates were the highest. And now I'm getting roughly $34 a month in dividends. But I'm looking to continue to keep that steady or grow it over time. So any money that I get from YouTube or from my dividends over time, I'm just going to leave in my cash account. The other thing I'm planning on doing is in my wife's Roth IRA. I'm thinking about adding to her portfolio maybe SCHD just to balance out a little bit of dividends and provide some income stability. Because it's in a Roth IRA, it'll be tax free and it'll be income that we can use potentially in the future. I'm either thinking about doing that or adding more VUG. I do want to get as much VUG in our account as possible so that we can continue to grow that over the future. Over the next couple of months, I do think that the market is going to remain sort of flat, if not go down. I'm not going to try to time the market, but I do think that returns are going to be a little lower in the future just because it's been so straight up for the past couple months and years that I think the market's going to stay relatively flat over the next couple of months and years, just because it's going to return to the mean. But I could be wrong. We could have the biggest bull market ever. Who knows? I don't try to predict the future, and I'm not going to try to predict the future. I'm just going to continue to buy as the market continues to either sell off or go up. Whatever happens, I'm going to keep buying and contributing to my portfolio. And you guys will join me on that journey through my contributions to see if I can get this portfolio to $1 million. Hopefully I'll get there someday, but I will document that entire journey on this channel, and I look forward to documenting that with you guys. So why am I adding VUG as the main part of my portfolio? So it's something that you guys might think is bold or even reckless that I went all in on VUG. But I didn't just add a few shares or make it a piece of my portfolio. Most of my portfolio is invested in VUG. This is because growth is going to outperform over the long term. So I have a long term time horizon. I'm planning on investing for the next 30, 40, maybe even 50 years. Depends how long I live. But I'm thinking about investing for the next 40 or 50 years. And I want to continue to outperform the S&P, and this portfolio has actually outperformed the S&P over the past couple years. It's harder to outperform over the long term, but with VUG, it's very possible. I mean, over the past, I think, 12 years that the fund has existed, or however long it's existed, it's pretty much outperformed VOO. So it's pretty much outperformed the S&P 500. Now, it's not always outperformed the S&P 500. If you backtest it through 2008, it would have underperformed over that time period between 1990s and 2008. Basically, the market was very flat then, so it kind of underperformed the S&P 500, and that's why it's outperformed over the past couple years. But what I plan on doing is buying into VUG over the next couple years if it especially underperforms the S&P. And then in the next years when it's closer to my retirement, I believe that it'll actually outperform the S&P. So I'm buying it while it's underperforming, and then I will be selling it when it's overperforming. So basically, I'm looking to add to my retirement now and in the future. And then once the market returns to the mean and VUG is outperforming the S&P, then I'll be closer to retirement, and hopefully I can, transfer that portfolio into something more focused on dividends and potentially focus more on income closer to retirement. I'm going to focus on growth all the way up until I'm ready to start considering retirement, and then I'll transfer my portfolio over to dividends and income focused investments. So that's kind of the main overview of my plan. I just look to invest in growth in the short term, and over the next couple of years in the long term, I want to switch over to income and dividends when I'm close to retirement. So I'm going to be focused on growth for a very long time, and I'm going to stay consistent investing in growth and VUG. And I might have other growth funds that I invest in. One of them that I actually am already invested in is FTEC. So that's the Fidelity MSCI Information Technology Index ETF. I want to add to that position over the next couple of months potentially. I did add some of that in my wife's portfolio, so I'm going to add to that if I can and see if I can grow that as well. It's currently sitting at about $2,000 or 12 shares. But I do want to grow that position in the future. That's a very volatile ETF. It goes up when the market goes up, like way more, and it goes way down when the market goes down, way more than the S&P. So it's got a high beta, but basically it's very focused on growth, and it's outperformed even VUG over the long term. So I do want to add to that position and continue to grow that as well. But I'm being cautious with that. I don't want it to be a large part of my portfolio just because of the wild swings in the value. It's also heavily invested in Nvidia, which I like Nvidia as a company. I just think it's heavily overvalued right now, and I don't think that's a good idea to add that as a majority of my portfolio. So VUG is obviously focused on Nvidia and technology companies, but there's a lot more holdings in VUG than there are in FTEC. I believe in FTEC there's around 100 holdings, but in VUG there's 250 around there. So there's definitely a lot more companies in VUG than FTEC. And another one that I was thinking about, like I said earlier, was SCHD, which there's only 100 companies in that as well. So it's more concentrated than VUG, and I think it would be a great addition to this portfolio just to add some income. I don't think I'm going to add that as the entire contribution for 2025 into SCHD for my wife's portfolio, but maybe around 25% or 50%, somewhere in there. I might add to SCHD. We'll see. I do want to grow my VOO position as well, so maybe I might invest in that instead of SCHD. We're going to see what my plans are. I really want to think about it and see what I want to do with my wife's portfolio for her Roth IRA. I'm not really sure what I want to do just yet, but I'm going to continue to think about that and see what I want to do in terms of that. And you guys can leave comments on what you think I should do in terms of adding to that portfolio. But that's kind of my plan for the future. I want to continue to grow this portfolio, and I will be contributing more next month to this portfolio. It will be about $1,000 next month. That's my rough estimate. Hopefully I can contribute more, but that's going to be roughly what I'm able to contribute next month. So I could cross over the $50,000 mark if the market doesn't go down as early as next month. So that's exciting to see. And I do want to get this portfolio up to 100,000 by the end of next year if I can. That's my goal. I want to try to contribute as much as possible and grow this portfolio as fast as I can over the next couple of months to see if I can get it to 100,000. I'm always trying to get to 100,000 as my short-term target, just because that is 1/10 of $1,000,000. I mean, it's already halfway to $1,000,000 once you get 100,000, just because of compound interest. So that's something that I'm really excited about getting to as a milestone, and I want to see that for this portfolio for you guys over the next couple of months. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with the latest videos I post on the channel. Feel free to comment down below what you're adding to your portfolio, or if you have any suggestions on what I should add to my portfolio. And I love to hear from you in the comments. Feel free to check out the membership link in the description. You can have access to videos the day before they're published, as well as have your name featured at the end of every single video we publish. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.